Hey everyone, welcome to the Elvis Goodluck podcast. We are so excited to have you here. If this is your first time here, please, we want to encourage you right now to subscribe and click the notification button so you can get our videos when we send them out. Our goal here is to inspire you, to encourage you, and to awaken your heart. You know, we really want to grow this community to 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I know you want to be a part of this miracle. So why don't you just subscribe right now and share it with a friend, and I'm sure it's going to be a blessing to them. You know, today we have an amazing topic we want to talk about: 7 ways to master your mind. You know, I've done an extensive research and this really blessed me, and I decided to, put it out here so it can be a blessing to you as well. Now you're about to embark on a transformative journey to inner freedom. This is not just about managing your thoughts. It's about reclaiming your mental space and empowering you to live with intention and peace. The first thing we're going to talk about is you are not your thought. Ever catch yourself thinking, why am I like this? Now, what if I told you that you are not your thoughts? This is a foundational truth that you need to know today, that your thoughts are not you. They are visitors, temporary clouds passing through the vast sky of your consciousness. They are not a definite statement about who you are. Think of your thought as a bustling train station. Thoughts are the trains pulling in and out, and you are not the train themselves. You are the one observing the trains from the platform. Why is this crucial? Because for too long, we have allowed our thoughts, especially the negative ones, to define us. We identify with every fleeting worry, every self-critical whisper, and every anxious projection. This identification creates a prison of our own. Awareness is the first step to freedom. It is the moment you notice the train, the thought, without immediately hopping aboard. It is the realization that you have an inner observer, a part of you that can notice your mental activity without getting entangled in it. This metacognition thinking of your thinking is a superpower. It allows you to create a crucial space between stimulus, your thought, and your response, which is your reaction. And the second thing we're going to talk about today is you need to recognize it and name it. Do you want to stop being controlled by negative thought? Then you have to start naming it. Once you understand that you are not your thought, the next powerful step is to recognize and name them. When a negative thought arises, instead of allowing it to linger and overwhelm you, bring it into light. Try this simple yet profound exercise. When a negative thought starts to creep in, I want you to shout it out loud. I am having a negative thought about, now you fill the blank. For example, I'm having a negative thought about my presentation tomorrow, about what that person said, about my perceived inability. Just this act of labeling, of naming the thought, immediately weakens its grip over you. It transforms an amorphous, anxiety-inducing feeling into an observable object. Why does this work? Neuroscience proves it. Research, particularly from studies on emotional regulation, shows that labeling an emotion or thought activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for executive function, clarity, and rational thought. This activation helps to de-escalate the emotional intensity and allow for a more objective perspective. When you name it, you create a distance. You move from being in the thought to being aware of the thought. It is like turning on a light in a place that is dark and felt threatening. Once the light comes on, it feels visible and less threatening. Now, the third thing we're going to talk about is challenge the lie. Not every thought you have is true. Read that again. Not every thought you have is true. This is perhaps one of the most liberating realization that you can have. Not every thought that you have is true. Our minds are incredible processors, but they are also prone to biases, assumptions, and negative default settings. Negativity often thrives in the dark. Unchallenged corners of our mind. Once you have recognized and named a negative thought, the next crucial step is to challenge the lie. Ask yourself with a genuine curiosity and a critical eye, is this thought a fact or a fear? Is there a critical evidence to support this thought, or am I just assuming the worst? Think of yourself as a diligent lawyer cross-examining a witness. Demand evidence. If your thought is, I am going to fail this project, ask, what objective data do I have that proves this? Have I failed similar project in the past despite my effort? Or is it just an old familiar worry that is resurfacing? Often you will find that negative thoughts are built on shaky grounds, assumptions, past experiences, or ingrained self-doubt rather than present reality. This isn't about denial or false positivity. It's about developing mental discernment. It's about empowering yourself to question the narrative your mind is automatically generating, rather than passively accepting it as truth. Cognitive behavioral therapy is built on this principle. You can find many self-help resources online or in books that walk you through identifying cognitive distortions and challenging negative patterns. A good starting point is Feeling Good, the New Mood Therapy by David Burns. And the fourth thing we're going to talk about today is Reframe the Story. That person cut you off in traffic, but did you notice that you still got to work early? Life happens, challenges arise, but how you perceive that event, the story you tell yourself about them, profoundly impacts your emotional state. Reframing is not denial. It is seeing the full picture. It's about actively seeking alternative perspective, especially when your initial interpretation is steeped in negativity. Now consider the traffic example. A rude driver. Your immediate thought might be anger, frustration, or a feeling of being disrespected. That is one frame. But what if you choose to reframe it? I reacted with frustration, but ultimately I arrived safely. Perhaps that driver was in an emergency, or maybe they made a mistake. It doesn't define my day. You choose how you see it, and how you see it determines how you feel it. This is the essence of cognitive flexibility. It's recognizing that while you can't always control external events, you have significant control over your internal narrative. It's about shifting from a victim mentality to a one of empowerment. Practice looking at the silver lining, or even just the neutrality of situations that initially triggers negative thoughts. Ask yourself, what's another way to look at this? What good can come from this? Or what positive aspect am I overlooking? This practice trains your brain to seek out balance and opportunity instead of defaulting to problems. And the fifth thing we're going to talk about today is mindfulness, because mindfulness changes everything. Negative thought comes to you fast, but mindfulness is how you stop the crash. In our fast-paced world, negative thought can feel like a runaway train. They build momentum, pick up speed, and before you know it, you are in a mental crash. Mindfulness is the brake. It's how you pause, breathe, and anchor yourself in the present moment. Many people believe that mindfulness requires hours of meditation or a completely clear mind. That is not true. You do not need an hour. You can start with just a minute. Try this every hour or even just a few times a day. Take a mindful breathing break. And here is how you do it. Number one, pause. Stop whatever you're doing just for a moment. Number two, breathe. Close your eyes if it's comfortable and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and leaving your body. Don't try to change your breath, just observe it. And three, anchor. If your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breath. This repeated bringing back to the breath is the workout for the attention muscle. This simple practice acts as a powerful reset button. It resets your emotional dashboard, allowing you to calm your nervous system, gain perspective, and create space before reacting to your thought or your external stressors. It helps you return to the present, where true peace resides, rather than getting caught in the worries about the past or anxieties about the future. And the sixth thing we're going to talk about is feed your mind better. You need to understand that junk thought in, junk feeling out. So the question today is, what are you feeding your mind? Just as your body thrives on nutritious food, your mind thrives on positive, truth-filled input. If you're constantly consuming negativity, whether it's through sensational news, toxic social media feed, critical self-talk, or negative conversations, you're essentially feeding yourself junk. And as the saying goes, junk thought in often leads to junk feeling out. Your environment, your content consumption, and your inner voice. It all matters. Be intentional about what you allow into your mental space. The first thing you need to do is to curate your content. You need to unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate, stressed, or angry. Seek out inspiring podcasts, educational videos, uplifting music, and meaningful books. The second thing you need to do is guard your conversations. Limit exposure to chronic complainers or those who drain your energy. Seek out people who uplift, challenge, and inspire you. And the third thing is cultivate your inner voice. This is where practice like affirmations, scriptures, or other truth-filled input come into play. What positive message do you want to internalize? Perhaps, I am capable, I am resilient, I am worthy of peace. Repeat this truth daily, especially when negative thoughts try to creep in. Make it a daily diet, just as you wouldn't skip a meal. This isn't about ignoring reality, it's about nourishing your mind with what serves your well-being and growth. And finally, what we're going to talk about is build a thought routine. Do you want peace of mind? You have to make it a habit, not a hope. You've learned powerful tools today. Now it is time for you to integrate it. Peace of mind isn't a random occurrence. It's a habit, a muscle you build over time. This final step is about creating a personalized thought routine, a new rhythm for your mind that constantly applies the principles you've learned. And here is an actionable framework you can adapt. Morning, name one thought. As you start your day, take a moment to observe your first prominent thought. If it's negative or worrying, simply name it. I am having a negative thought about X. This immediately puts you in the driver's seat. Number 2, midday. Challenge one doubt. During a break or when you notice a reoccurring negative thought, actively challenge it. Is this thought a fact or a fear? What evidence do I have? You have to be your own rational advocate. An evening, reframe one moment. Before bed, reflect on your day. Identify one moment that felt challenging or negative. Now actively reframe it. What is another way to see it? What did you learn? What positive aspect can you find? Even a small one. This thought routine is your daily mental workout. It's a constant practice that rewires your brain, strengthening your ability to observe, to challenge, and transform your thoughts. And you need to understand that it's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Remember, you are not your thought. You are the one who chooses which thought stays and which you let go. You've got the tools now, and this video is for you to save and rewatch when your mind feels heavy. The most important thing is that you need to put into practice all that you have learned today. I'm so happy that you stayed on up till this moment. Please subscribe and share this video, and also on the notification button so you'll be the first to know whenever we upload any video. I can't wait to see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.